afternoon, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're all okay. I wanted to introduce this next video. There's been a lot of times that I've driven from Quartzsite down to Yuma that I've wanted to film, and sometimes I've tried filming, and it just hasn't come out quite well. So this is my film from point A to point B. I had just done the loop. I had been to Yuma and then gone up to Bombay Beach, then up to Joshua Tree and down to Indio, and then over to Quartzsite. And so this was my starting point to go back east. And this is my trip from Yuma, or down to Yuma. And I'm trying to stay within as close to order as possible. It's not always possible because sometimes I want to do a video that is kind of at that moment. So we're still working on the trip east. So I hope you enjoy it, and thank you for watching, and I will see you down the road. See you the next time we get in here. Okay, so we're pulling out. This is Dome Rock, 14-day camping. This is actually the backside. What I call is the backside. And we're going to head on out of here. Head down to Yuma. I kind of did a loop. Went from Yuma up to Joshua Tree. And now we're going back down to Yuma because it's getting a little warm, and which may seem funny why we're going to Yuma, but I'm going to be heading east. Start heading east anyway. I want to go to I want to stop in Tombstone and Bisbee before we start heading all the way. So this is a little rocky. So don't mind the rocks. I do have to get gas. I'm pretty low on gas. I thought we would wait until the afternoon so that the sun will be perfect as we go down by Kofa. And we're gonna stop at Love's and put some gas in this baby. I washed the windshield, and so hopefully that will be clean enough you can actually see through the windshield. We haven't had rain, so give you another chance to see this part of the desert. We're probably going to stay in Yuma because the temperatures are going to get a little cooler than they were. We reached almost 100 last week for about 3 or 4 days. It was pretty hot, but it's supposed to be a little cooler. I just thought I'd let you take that in. Isn't that pretty? Wow. That is just so cool. Again, I can't believe I'm saying this because I can't believe I'm a desert girl. But I think I'm starting to find some charms in the desert. And then we're going to be coming out here onto, this will be Dome Rock Road here. Saguaros are looking really, really green. We got a lot of rain. this winter. So this is Dome Rock Road. And the entirety of Dome Rock Road, most of it anyway, is 14-day BLM camping. And we're just about a mile from downtown Quartzsite here. It's just down the road here, and you'll be able to see it, or part of it anyway. It's late in the season. It is the end of the first week in March, so it's starting to get pretty late, and it's usually the LTVAs have to be cleared out by April 15th. Their winter pass is no good after the 15th of April. But the BLM camping is open all year round. And actually the LTVAs they do have a summer pass, but I'm not sure I'm hardy enough to be able to go through a summer here. We're gonna stop at Love's, because Love's and Pilot have the two best prices, and gas. The other reason why we're starting to head east, I think, is because gas is gonna get a little expensive here with what's going on. And that's Quartzsite right there, starting to thin out. There's about 2,000, give or take a few, that stay here all summer long. And I see the Love's is at 307. You know, it's funny because it's actually cheaper here than it is in Yuma, which I think is a little weird, but, you know, hey, it is what it is. This actually, in the area, in this whole southwest little point of area, I think Quartzsite actually has the cheapest gas. It's funny. I'm not sure how Lake Havasu rates right now because I didn't go up this year. This is a busy place. I think we got, no, we don't. They're waiting that way. So we're gonna turn you off here, and because we're facing the sun and we need to get gas, so we're gonna turn you off for a little bit and then we'll get back to you. Okay, we're gonna see if we can try and get out of this mess. It's a little busy today. Reminds me of the movie, the Stephen King movie or the book that he wrote called Maximum Overdrive, where the service station attendants had to take care of the trucks, keep filling the trucks with gas because of some strange comet. Emilio Estevez was in it. Adjust the thermostat here a little bit because it's a little toasty, so we're going to try and not make too much static. And the road that you see ahead of you, that is the on-ramp to Route 10. We're all there. And this is Kuhn Street. This is kind of the backside of Quartzsite. And I think this will probably be the last time we do Quartzsite this year. It's a good thing we started at Love's. It's a good thing we gassed up at Love's because Pilot is $3.15 a gallon. Usually they're about the same. Unless Love's hasn't raised their prices yet. So I wanted to give you a look. Every time I come through here, for the most part, we come down to Yuma. It's the weather really isn't that good, or it's hazy, it's dusty, and you can't really see the mountains, or the timing is wrong. Hopefully, as we go down, it's going to take about an hour. Hopefully as we go down, the lighting will be cool, so you get a good look at this. This is Kofa National Wildlife Refuge down here, almost all the way down to Yuma Proving Ground. Be careful, gotta share the road. This is Tyson Wash, and on days when it rains, this wash can really fill up to the point where it'll overflow and they have to clear the roads. This is an interesting bus coming. Juggernaut, its name is. Welcome to Tyson Wells. And this is where they have all the craft tents. This is where they have the big tent in January. They also have a great little place called the Pet Patio here that caters to dogs, but this is Sunday, so most of these places are closed. And it's getting late in the season. Look at that cherry red van. That's a transit. Watch this guy. It pays to be patient. you're going to see all sorts of vehicles here. All sorts of homes on wheels, shall we say, as we go through. Now, once we get down to the really cool parts of Kofa, I'm going to stick the camera in the window, and because the window will be open, it'll all be just video, moving pictures, and I will probably put put music to it. On the right is the LTVA North, La Posa North. Or no, La Posa West. The left is La Posa North. And these are long-term visitors areas. Yeah, to the right is west, to the left is north. And they have the permit system where you can buy a permit for 7 months from September 15th to April 15th. Currently the prices are $180. There was a lot of kerfuffle last year that they were going to raise it to $600. They got a lot of blowback. Nothing has been done. So we can't guarantee that it's not going to happen next year. They, anything for the government to make money. I really don't have anything bad about Quartzsite. I don't mind Quartzsite. The thing is I like to be a little bit more closer to things, to stores and places where I can shop and places where I can pay my bills, and especially when it's cooler up here. It's warmer down. It's like 4 or 5 degrees warmer actually in Yuma. And when it's chilly up here at night, it makes a difference. This winter was a little bit warmer than it was last winter, so it didn't really make a difference. But I guess on a normal years, it does make a difference. 5 degrees makes a big difference. You have to remember, this is March. This is the, we're 1 week down in March. So a lot of the people that were here in January are gone. So this is nothing like it was. Absolutely nothing like it was in January. Just, the end of December into the beginning of February. On the right up here, this is Tyson Wash, La Posa. And then on the left is La Posa South, which is the most popular. And that tends to get the most people. And they are both long-term visitors areas as well. Like I said, I don't know if I said it before, but the reason that I'm going south and then east is because I want to stop in Tombstone and Bisbee, which are on the way. And then we'll see where we go from there. So, I've got another few weeks. It's still pretty chilly on the east, especially at the farm where we'll probably end up. It's still pretty hazy, but you'll get a good look as the sun is setting, especially at this time of night. It should light up the mountains pretty good. Coming up on the right up here, this is Roadrunner, which is another 14-day free camping area. It's a lot like Dome Rock, only it's a lot flatter, and I don't think it's as big. It's definitely not as big as Dome Rock. That's the way in right there. La Paz Valley. This part's been fun up here. There were a couple of things I didn't get a chance to do. A couple places that were on my see it list. Like I said before, I don't have a bucket list, I have a see it list. And so there were a couple of places that I had on my list that I didn't go see, but with what appears to be on the horizon as far as gas prices and things going on, I think I'd rather play it safe this year, because the places that I wanted to see were both in California, and I'd rather stay as much as I can in Arizona because the gas is a whole lot cheaper here. It'll easily, in California, regular gas will easily go over $5 here in the next, I would say in the next week. It was $4 something when we were there. Watch for animals. There's a guy walking through the desert. Wonder if he qualifies as an animal. It's 80 miles to Yuma, so I'm sure he had a long walk. So in case you're wondering, this is Route 95, and it's a really convenient route. if you are traveling Route 40, you can get onto this route in Kingman, and it will take you all the way down to Yuma. It goes through Lake Havasu. On the left is the first entrance to the Kofa National Wildlife Refuge. This is Crystal Hill. I think I'm going to pull over here for a minute because I want to check out something. So one of the things that I have been curious about is there's a place on here, on this road, marked Stone Cabin. And I have no idea what it is. And I've been very curious about what it is. So I think we've got a little light and we've got a little time, so we're gonna see. It shouldn't be too far off the road. So we're gonna see if we can find it, just for grins and giggles. So I think what I'm gonna do now for the next little bit is I'm gonna stick the camera out the window, or in the window. I don't want to lose it. And so I will be signing off, except for video here for a little bit, because I want to show you what Kofa looks like. should be coming up here pretty soon on the second entrance to Kofa Wildlife Refuge. And that, again, it's all 14-day free camping, BLM land. The thing about, I'm not sure what's at the end of the first one, but at the end of this next road in, there is supposed to be a labyrinth, a very large labyrinth that somebody built years ago. I've never made it all the way in because the road is a little potholey, shall we say. And I did drive a little bit in before and got in maybe a couple of miles, and there were some potholes that you could put a VW bug in. You kind of have to drive around. But this next one is Palm Canyon, and supposedly there are trails that go into the mountain, and there's a canyon in there that's got palm trees in it. It's supposed to be quite the tourist hike. And that should be coming up here pretty soon. That's that big mountain range that you just saw in the video. It's back in there somewhere. So coming up here, you can see the sign. You can start making out the sign. This is the entrance to Palm Canyon in the Kofa National Wildlife Refuge. I'll stick the camera on the window again here once we get by the sign. It's quite a ways back. So somewhere back there is Palm Canyon. back on board again. It's not in the window anymore. And we've got about, I would say about 60 miles left to Yuma. So we just passed a turnoff to Cibola Lake, which is in California. It's about 49 miles. I have not been there. That was kind of on my list to see.
Right.
This is the third entrance. This is King Valley into Kofa.
Turn right, then you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived.
So this is where Stone Cabin is. They do have it pretty well fenced off, though. I don't see any no trespassing signs. But there is barbed wire. They got it pretty well blocked off. I've always wondered if this is where it was. It does say private property. So that is where Stone Cabin was. In case anybody wants to know. So, Yuma's 51 miles. Proving ground is 30. And what we got up here on the right is a border patrol station. And half the time that you come through here, it's open. The other half, it's not. It doesn't look like they've got the lane, the northbound lane blocked off, so it looks like it's not open currently. I'll give you another look at the mountains here once we get down this hill. This is a little bit of a hill. I would like to give you a look at Yuma. It's definitely not as big as Phoenix, and it's actually not laid out too badly. So I'm going to probably be here another week. Probably be down there for another week or so. And then we'll head east, start heading east. I'm keeping an eye on the weather in Tombstone. Tombstone's up in the mountains, so it's a little cooler. proving ground, which is property owned by the Army. And for the next 30 or so miles, it's pretty much off limits. You can, I have seen people park along the side of the road to let their dogs out or just to kind of take a break, but you don't dare go very much off the road. Find a safe place to pull off, and you can maybe rest for a few minutes, do what you have to do. This is all off limits to non-military personnel. Once we get down here a little bit, I'm going to pause this because it gets pretty boring. It's pretty flat. Give you a little bit of a taste of it. I am looking for, there's a place down here where they've set up a dumpster and a place where people can kind of dump their travel garbage. And I got a couple of bags that I can throw in the dumpster, so I'm looking for that. So once we get through this wash, I'm gonna pause the video. It's funny to see grass actually growing on the ground down here. And again, it's because of all the rain they had this winter. We're still trucking through the proving ground. It's a little bit more interesting than the flats. It is so green. I cannot get over how green it is. It wasn't this green last year when we were buzzing up and down this road. Watch for animals. I know they have wild burro. I don't know if they have wild horses down here, but I know they have wild burro. Antelope. Not sure what else as far as hoofed creatures. Lots of coyotes. I think we're getting close to the time when the spiders start coming out, and the snakes start coming out, and the lizards start coming out. Somebody said when the lizards start coming out, when you start seeing lizards, that's when you expect to start seeing snakes. And there's some pretty poisonous ones down here. I think this area is also home to a Gila monster, which is a very large lizard, you know, in proportion to other lizards around here, and they are poisonous. It's clouding over pretty good. I don't think they're expecting rain. The thing about Yuma is, out of 365 days, I think they estimate, in a year, they estimate that 300 of those days are going to be sunny. It's one of the sunniest places on Earth. But they do get monsoons on occasion. There's the dumpster. I'm going to take a pit stop and let the dog out. We're about 2/3 of the way. Still in Yuma Proving Ground, the military place. It's open. I can throw it from here. I don't even have to get out of the van. Isn't this cool? Bear with me. Well, that was cool. That was convenient. We are about ready to get back on the 95. Head south. And I think I'm going to pause the video again until we get a little closer to Yuma. It's actually not that far from here. One of the things I might try and show you is that one of the things that's a little odd about this road is that in this section there are a handful of sections where they've had to fortify the road a little bit with strips because it's vehicle testing, crossing areas where they can cross the road. And you can really tell because the road is a different color, it's a different kind of material. And I might I might show it to you what it looks like when we cross it. It's actually kind of cool. One of the things that I've always wanted to do is, I've always wanted to get hung up here when they were, when the tanks were crossing. Just to say that I was here. I got to see it. And we're coming up on another entrance to Kofa. This is Castle Dome, and it's a very distinctive looking mountain. I don't know if we can see it today, but you can see it from a long way off. It looks like a round castle. I don't think you can see it very good going this direction. You can definitely see it coming north. So like I said, I think we'll pause it here and pick you up a little bit later down the road. I think this is one of those test crossings right here. There's a couple more. You can see that it's just a different kind of substance to be able to handle the heavy treads of vehicles that they use, military vehicles. Imperial National Wildlife Refuge and Visitors Center, 13 miles to the right. This is less the area for the ATVs than the California side. We're coming up on another crossing. I call them tank crossings. Like I said, I'd love to come through here and at the time that they're crossing, have to hold up. There's another one. This is where they test some of the vehicles. Coming up on the right is the proving grounds, Imperial Dam Road, and then the Imperial Dam Recreation Area. There is an LTVA that way, another long-term visitors area, that falls under the same passes as the ones in Quartzsite. Not sure which way this lane ends, but one of these lanes ends. Left lane ends. Okay, so we're in the right lane. Getting splatters on the windshield. I don't know if it's like little drops of rain or if we're running into a lot of bugs. Could be either. Keep you going up here until we get past the sign up here that tells us we are leaving Yuma Proving Grounds. And that should be coming up here very shortly. Yep, on the right, there's that big brown sign that says you are leaving United States Army Yuma Proving Ground. So we are officially off the Army reservation, I guess. And And we are heading into Yuma here pretty soon. Keep this going a little bit. Get an idea of what it looks like. I'm going to try and see if I can find the name of this mountain range. And I've said it before, and I will say it again. I think these mountains down here look like shark's teeth. They're just big and jagged and pointy. There's a pretty good wind. I can feel it on the van. You can see it in the flags flying. There's a pretty good wind. It's been really windy the last, I would say, 2-3 weeks. It has been really, really windy. And we're starting to come into farm country, and you'll see the start of some fields. This is apparently, from what I was reading the other day, this is a very fertile area for growing. I think it said 70% of the winter vegetables for the country come from here, are grown here. You'll start seeing fields on the left and right as we come into, we're still about 15 miles outside of Yuma, outside of the city part of Yuma. And I should be where we're going to spend the night in just a few minutes. We should be there. It's a little later than I thought. Going to be passing over the Gila River. It's pronounced Gila, spelled G-I-L-A. There's not a lot of water in it. More fields on both the left and the right. You'll start seeing palm trees too. Lots and lots of palm trees. There's a little citrus grove over here on the right. It's not very big. Looks like it's actually been harvested. Some of these fields have not been harvested, but this one looks like it's pretty well cleaned out. smell the dust, I can taste it. It's really dusty from the wind. On the right, coming up here, is one of the places that I like to camp. I'm not sure what it is legally. It says state land, not sure. It's they do some ATVing, but down in that little gully down there. Problem is because of the creek, it's really buggy. But we're not going to stay there tonight, because I think tomorrow I'm going to move on back onto Sidewinder, because it's closer to town and it's actually a nice little place. We are going to spend the night up here at a very small little piece of BLM land, and you'll be able to see it up here on the right here. It gets very busy. But I imagine it's because it's late in the season, and because a lot of the Canadians didn't come. A lot of the Canadians come here on their way to Baja. But because of those two factors, yeah, it looks pretty. It doesn't look like there's a lot of people in there. But that's where we're going to spend the night, back in the VFW. I do think I'm going to go on to Sidewinder tomorrow for the next week or so, before we start heading east. I stay here quite often, either here or the place that we just passed. Because, like I was saying, because a lot of the Canadians did not come down here, and because it is late in the season, it's not as full as it can get. It can get pretty congested in here. Find a place. We're just gonna pull up over here. Get flat. Okay. So that's the trip. Down Route 95 from Quartzsite to Yuma, almost Yuma. Hopefully in the next week there's some things I'd like to kind of video. I'd really like to show you Yuma. It's really a cool little city. I really like it. I'm not sure I'd want to camp here in the summer, because it can get pretty hot. But yeah, we've got some things. We got some things I'd like to video. So until next time, I'll see you around.